tunnel connected the boiler rooms and access stairs the stokers and firemen of the ship used to get between their work areas and resting quarters. This area was one of the first to start flooding, as the iceberg directly damaged the hull on the starboard side, and since it's connected to Boiler Room 6. Out of all boiler rooms on the ship, Boiler Room 6 experienced the most aggressive flooding as the iceberg practically ripped open its entire hull. This caused the area to flood incredibly fast, forcing the firemen on duty to immediately evacuate. Some crew members returned as it started flooding and attempted to use the local pumps to combat the rushing water, but quickly realized the damage was much too great. What you're looking at here are the spiral staircases that lead firemen to their berthing, all the way up to sea deck. We replaced this with a ladder, as going in circles might induce some motion sickness in our simulation. You can thank me later. These areas were purely third-class passenger accommodations. This is not an area you would have wanted your room to be in, as it was the first third-class area that started to flood around midnight. On top of that, due to being so close to the bow, you would experience a lot more seasickness. That's actually why the first-class accommodations were all in the center of the length of the ship. This is the first-class baggage room. This was used for excess luggage of first-class passengers. The luggage could easily be transported up to the well deck and to port through the bunker hatch in the middle. Larger cargo and motor cars were stored in the cargo room below, on the orlop deck. The G-deck post office. This is actually the reason why the ship was called RMS Titanic, for Royal Mail ship, as the Titanic was commissioned by the Royal Mail Service to transport mail. This post office accommodated the sorting of all the mail, which was done by the 5 postal clerks. The area below those stairs was the mail hold, where all the mail bags were stored. This mail hold started flooding at around 11:50, then 10 minutes after impact. The clerks attempted to save the bags by dragging them to the post office. But since the mail hold flooded in only around 10 minutes, they quickly had to evacuate. Point. point E deck. From here until a bit towards the stern, there were alternative first and second class cabins. This area started flooding around 25 minutes after midnight, so about 45 minutes after impact. However, most passengers had This door didn't actually exist here, since heavy doors like these actually only existed on the bulkheads themselves. The area around here facilitated some third-class cabins, lavatories, and access to the D-deck, open space, and F-deck cabins. Oh, and in case you don't know what bulkheads are the watertight. The elevators. These 3 state-of-the-art elevators would take first-class passengers all the way from this deck to A deck. Although they're not here now, these elevators were actually operated by lift attendants. Not quite sure if that's a lack of trust or a luxury. The iconic reception room, this was the entry point of the Titanic for a lot of first-class passengers, providing them with a nice first impression